Hello there, Oregon Trail. I want to welcome you to week 2 assignment on our online learning experience. This week is going to be Think Dots, and I'll get more into directions on that in just a minute. First, I want to thank you all so much for all the participation you had last week. It was great, a great learning experience. We got a lot of bugs worked out. And so just thank you. It was so fun to see your videos. I miss you all. So it was really good to see your faces and see all the creating that was going on. Think Dots is going to be pretty much just a review for us and just a simple way to, again, continue learning some more stuff about the Google Classroom platform and get more familiar with the Flipgrid platform as well. So know that if you ever have any questions and you get really stuck, you can email me. I'm going to be posting to the Google Classroom's mainstream my office hours, and I will have Google Hangouts links. I'm not going to just put them out there, but if you are having trouble, you can email me and say, I really need to meet with you, and then I will get a link to you back at one of the office hours so that we can get together either one-on-one, or if it's okay with you to bring in other people who maybe have the same questions. And that way everyone's privacy and time is being valued. So know just to keep a watch out for those office hours, and if you have any trouble, please feel free to reach out. I have also another gift to give you, and that is the power of pause. So if you close your eyes, breathe in deep, let the energy of the universe come into you. I'm going to use my magic fingers and poof. Also, if you are ever stuck, you now have the power to pause a video, replay a video, and fast forward and rewind through any of the videos. It's a great power to have because if I am talking quickly because I'm trying to keep the video short, you can pause it, finish your step, and then hit play again and continue on until you need to press pause again. So it's an endless power. Use it as much as you need to because I want you all to be successful. Next thing I would like you to know about this week is how you're going to be able to submit your work. We have a lot of options. We're going to try some stuff out. And if it works, whichever of these options is easiest for you is the one that I want you to use. Okay? So in the Google Classroom, I have given everybody a copy of this. You do not need to make a copy of this like you did with the bingo boards. I've already set it up that everybody gets their own copy. So you don't even have to print it off. I just printed it off so I would have a visual for my demonstration today. Next, after your Think Dots form, is going to be your responses form, okay? You can, if you want to print it off, then you can write your answers in here for your Flipgrid video, or you can write them down separately for your Flipgrid video. If you're not going to do a Flipgrid video, you can just type your answers in here directly. Just type them right into the document, right in the Google Classroom. Put in a picture of your whole paper or of what you got done into this box, and then click turn in. It'll be in the same spot as the mark your work as done. So another option is this. Okay, this is designed as a printable template so that you don't have to fuss with folding your paper. But if you don't have access to a printer, you can use any regular piece of paper, and I'll be showing you how to fold your paper into 6 sections. But you can use this either as a digital tool, which maybe you did some digital work. Maybe you got into a draw program and you did some of your parts of your assignment digitally. You can go ahead and stick them in this form, and that is awesome. I hope to see some of that. That would be kind of fun. Or you can print this off and use your crayons, your pencil, all of that you're using. You can put it right into there and you don't have to worry about making 6 sections. It's done for you. So there's a lot of different options. They'll all be in the menu in your classroom. So just keep that in mind of whichever option is going to be easiest for you and your family to take care of. So I believe that's all I have with that. Now I need to go down to my basement, which I'm going to call my studio because I want to make it sound fancy. And I'm going to show you now how to complete this project. Bye. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and start with what you're going to need to accomplish this task this week. You are going to need a blank piece of paper or the printed template. If you use the printed template, then you aren't going to need to section your paper like I'm going to show you in a second. You just use it as is. You will want to have a pencil, something to draw with, probably an eraser because we all make mistakes and it's nice to have that to get rid of any mistakes that we do have. And you'll want a die. A single die is all you'll need, plus something to color with. You can use markers, crayons, whatever works for you. Another thing that I'm hoping you will have handy, you do not have to print this off. You can simply be looking at it on your computer screen so that when you roll the dice, you'll know what number what your task is supposed to be based on the number that you get. So here's how I took a blank piece of paper and I sectioned it off and gave myself 6 sections to complete. I started with my paper in landscape, so it's nice and wide and long like this, and then I folded it in half so that I get a super long, skinny rectangle like this. And I can open it up, and I'm going to start on my right, doesn't really matter which side, but I started on my right, and I folded that edge over to make the crease over here. Now you can see that my 2 spaces here are about the same. We're looking for thirds. So then I have that crease, and this crease was made by folding this left edge over to the right crease, that first crease that I made over there. And then I pressed that one so that when I opened it up, I had 6 relatively even sections. What my next step is going to be is to take the dice or die, and I'm going to roll it. I rolled it, it gave me a 5, which on the second grade form says to create a symmetrical collage using the cut and flip no-tan method. Now, don't worry if you don't know what that is, because you're going to need to look at your paper, your ThinkDocs form, so that you can figure out what the 5 means for you. Then I'm going to pick a square and I'm going to complete that task trying to fill the edges of that square as best I can. Does that make sense? So let me show you what this might look like when you're all done, or at least as you're working on it. I have one here that I have drawn in, and when I rolled the dice the first time here, I got a 2, which on that second grade form tells me that I'm supposed to make a design that uses the warm colors. So I drew in lines and shapes and just did an abstract thing and then colored in with markers using only my warm colors. Then my second one, this took me about 7 minutes, by the way. Then for my second one, I rolled again and I actually got a 4. That one just said a 1, but I actually got a 4, which again on the second grade form was for neutral colors. And so I drew a picture, colored it in using only the neutral colors. So that's kind of how that works. Your imagery will depend on what you decide to draw, what materials you use, and what your ThinkDocs form is asking you to do. These 2 together, each one took me about 6 or 7 minutes to complete from drawing to coloring in. And so I am not going to need to do much more than that if I don't want to. What the directions have asked you to do is get as many done as you can in 15 minutes. For those of you who are my more detail-oriented people, you know who you are, I know who you are, that it might mean that you only get one done, and that is okay. Now, I am hoping to work with your teachers to get coins to you guys on Stride for completing your assignments. So what might happen is, if
I get one done, I get a set amount of points. So everybody would get a set amount of points for completing the minimum requirements. For those of you who really get into it and you take your time and finish all 6 really well, you could maybe go ahead and get some extra points for that. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to work all that, but I'll fill you in as soon as I know. Sound good? All right. Remember when you're doing your responses that you will need to answer these questions either by typing into the form or answering them verbally on the Flipgrid video. If you're doing this electronically, don't forget to upload a picture to this document or pictures to this document of the activities you complete from the ThinkDOS sheet. That way we have records of everything that you do. Alrighty, have some fun, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.